Good morning and welcome along to lesson 24. So this morning we're going to begin with a little bit of havening. So taking your hands onto your shoulders and just stroking from shoulders down to elbows. And as you do so, just contemplating a phrase that would take you into a positive place on this morning, set you up for a positive day. So I am calm, I am hopeful, I am peaceful, just choosing something that feels right for you. And just stroking from shoulders down to elbows, just being in present moment awareness. Lovely, soothing, calming touch, having you be here right now. And then I invite you to continue with this havening touch as we make our statement to the universe. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love and light to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, that we are love, that we are free. And we release these words, and so we let it be. And we enter into the spirit of lesson 24. Lesson 24 is, I do not perceive my own best interests. And, underneath this, I have let love lead the way. Because, the ego has lots of ideas of how things should look, but love has a different idea often. In no situation that arises do you realize the outcome that would make you happy. So we have lots of ideas about what we think is going to bring us happiness. And I know Jim Carrey often says that he wishes everybody could get to where he's got to in terms of success and in terms of finance, in terms of having the house he wanted and dreams fulfilled, and recognizing that that's not ultimately what brings us happiness. So we think that we know what's going to bring us happiness. If I do this, if I get this, if I go there, if this happens, then I'm going to be happy. And this lesson is telling us that we don't actually perceive that. We don't know what our own best interests are. Therefore, you have no guide to appropriate action and no way of judging the result. What you do is determined by your perception of the situation, and that perception is wrong. So it's often like we don't have the big picture, we don't have the whole story, we don't know the divine orchestration of the universe, so we don't know exactly what's happening. It is inevitable then that you do not serve your own best interests, yet they are your only goal in any situation which is correctly perceived. Otherwise, you will not recognize what they are. If you realize that you do not perceive your own best interests, you could be taught what they are. But in the presence of your conviction that you do know what they are, you cannot learn. So we're closed down to new ideas or suggestions or just opening to possibilities of things being different when we have a fixed notion about what's going to make us happy. The idea for today is a step toward opening your mind so that learning can begin. So letting go of any attachment, because attachment nearly always leads to suffering. There's a holding, there's a contraction in attachment. And that's what we have. We have attachments to ideas and attachments to outcomes. And if they don't turn out the way we want, we often feel we suffer. The exercises for today require much more honesty than you're accustomed to using. A few subjects, honestly and carefully considered in each of the 5 practice periods, which should be undertaken today, will be more helpful than a cursory examination of a large number. So we're drilling down, we're getting honest, we're willing now to see things. 2 minutes are suggested for each of the mind searching periods, which the exercises involve. The practice period should begin with repeating today's idea, I do not perceive my own best interests, followed by searching the mind with closed eyes for unresolved situations about which you are currently concerned. The emphasis should be on uncovering the outcome you want. So you'll have a situation happening and you'll reckon that, this outcome is going to be the best one. So it could be, I want to move house and, getting a house in such an area is the best possible outcome. But because we don't know the big picture, then we can't possibly know the best outcome. So we're being asked to start to surrender all our ideas. You will quickly realize that you have a number of goals in mind as part of the desired outcome. So you'll have lots of ideas of what you think is going to bring you happiness. And also that these goals are on different levels and often conflict. So remember, rigorous honesty in this one. In applying the idea for today, name each situation that occurs to you and then enumerate carefully as many goals as possible that you would like to be met in this resolution. The form of each application should be roughly as follows. In the situation involving, so just say involving work, I would like X to happen and Y to happen and Z to happen. So you start to fill in the blanks. Actually, it can be a good idea, I find, to do some of these exercises on paper. And this one is one of those ones that I would suggest getting out a pen and paper and just starting to write down all the ideas. Because, the ego mind is used to stepping in and being a savior of sorts. But really, love is the only thing that will ever save us and lead us in the right direction. And by save us, I mean bring us the ultimate freedom, allow us to be fully alive, fully expansive, and fully in enjoyment of being here. Try to uncover as many different kinds of outcomes as may honestly occur to you, even if some do not appear to be directly related to the situation or even to be inherent in it at all. So just be honest with the exercise, kind of let the pen flow if you're going to do it with a pen. If these exercises are done properly, you'll quickly recognize that you're making a large number of demands of the situation, which have nothing to do with it. And you will also recognize that many of your goals are contradictory and that you have no unified outcome in mind, and that you must experience disappointment in connection with some of your goals, however the situation turns out. After covering the list of as many hoped for goals as possible, for each unresolved situation that crosses your mind, say to yourself, I do not perceive my own best interests in this situation, and go on to the next. And I have found a new way of talking to the universe in relation to, I guess, doing the course. And it's that you let go of any attachment. And so as you put something out there, you can literally, with hand on heart, say, if it be for the highest good and if it be for the highest good of all. So you listen, you ask, you listen, you receive, and you get guidance. But even in getting the guidance, you're always with that attitude of if it be for the highest good of all. But anyway, have fun. You're going to have 2 minutes. So whatever crosses your mind in the 2 minutes, I do not perceive my own best interests in the situation involving, I would like X, Y, and Z to happen, and start to write down the different things and just realize that really you don't know. You don't know a lot about a lot. You think you do. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take 2 minutes. When you're ready, gently opening your eyes and coming back. So that was a really interesting one for me because I did it around finance. And, one of the things I said that, in this situation around finance, I would like to have more private clients. And then the next thing that came up for me in this situation, regarding finance, I would like to not have to work at all. So there's a conflicting one. In this situation regarding finance, I would like to be able to travel and work on a continuous basis. In this situation around finance, I don't know, do I want to travel and work on a continuous basis? And that's kind of the way our mind goes, the ego mind, a bit all over the shop. So in this situation, I don't perceive my own best interest because I don't know what anything is for. I don't know what's going to be best for me. And so I surrender it all. I let it all go and I ask love to lead the way and to guide me. And that doesn't mean you can't ask questions. You can literally ask the universe, what's mine to do? What's the next right or best thing for me to do? So right now, the best thing to do is to take a little bit of quiet time again before you enter into your day, whatever your day is going to be for you. I'm delighted to have shared this time with you. And you're going to return to this lesson at least 4 times today. But even just any situations that occurred throughout the day, just remember the lesson and just remind yourself that you don't perceive your own best interests and be willing to listen and see what your own best interests might be. And that means surrendering or handing it over to love. Okay, so let's close our eyes down. And this morning, we're just going to go right into the silence, knowing that if your mind wanders, you can just come back to your breath. We're just going to drop in now. And just for the next few minutes, be in silence together. When you're ready, dropping your chin into your chest, opening your eyes with your gaze downwards, and then drawing your gaze upwards and into the space. Have a great day from my heart to yours.